Welcome to the update. I'm Eleanor Quirk. A man's been charged with murder after a teenager was found dead in bushland south of Sydney. The 15-year-old's body was discovered at Wilton, where he'd been camping with a group of friends. A 32-year-old man was arrested after handing himself into police. Acting Superintendent Tim Kalman says they're still investigating how the boy was killed.
At this stage, probably too early to say whether it's a weapon or a vehicle. The forensic examination and ultimately the coroner will decide on the nature of the injuries, and that will be determined at a later time.
A sailor initially thought to have fallen overboard from a cargo ship off Newcastle is now being investigated by Border Force. The Vietnamese national spent almost 24 hours in the water after he was reported missing from the bulk carrier at 11:30 on Thursday night. He was eventually discovered by passing fishermen with a plastic bag containing his wallet and cigarettes strapped to his body. Authorities now investigating whether he deliberately jumped. Dr. Glenn Valere was one of the fishermen that found him and says it's a miracle he survived.
He was so fatigued he had to lay down on the back of the boat, and he was freezing cold, had a weak pulse and super pale.
More than 7,000 childcare workers are facing deregistration after a federal government probe into training providers. The investigation found some childcare qualifications may have been paid for without students undergoing the required coursework. Minister Andrew Giles putting all providers and students on notice.
We have a zero tolerance for shonks who are undermining the credibility of our really important vets.
And Adelaide Zoo is preparing to farewell their pandas. Wong Wong and Fu Ni will return to their homeland of China after 15 years in Australia. Zookeeper Alia Hayward says visitors are flocking to the zoo to farewell the pair.
We've had people say they saw Wong Wong and Fu Ni not long before they arrived, and they've come back again to see them.
Sport and entertainment are next. To sport, the Wallabies have stunned England 42-37 in a thriller at Twickenham. Replacement back Max Jorgensen sealing the victory with a try 4 minutes into overtime.
I see the try line there. I know I'm making it all the way. To win the game at Twickenham with this group of boys, first game on spring tour. Oh mate, it's unbelievable. Best feeling in the world.
To entertainment, Jimmy Kimmel has hit back at Elon Musk as their war of words in the wake of the election continues. It comes after the talk show host expressed his disappointment with Mr. Trump's win to his audience, prompting Musk to label Kimmel a propaganda puppet. Kimmel quick to respond.
The guy who paid people $1 million a day to vote for Donald Trump is calling me a propaganda puppet. Listen, Kermit, you bought Twitter. You bought a social media platform that is literally a propaganda machine.
And former child star, I'm a Celebrity contestant and motor racer Frankie Muniz has escaped serious injury after he was taken away from a NASCAR track in an ambulance after a serious crash. And that's the latest from the Nova podcast team. We'll see you again soon for another episode of The Update.